And we're live. Hello. Whoa. Angel and Yuri Senpai just popped on. Okay. I threw caps lock on by accident. Oh, shoot. One moment, guys. One moment. Oh, sorry about that. Had to pause a download I was doing on my laptop. Just to make sure that this doesn't... that nothing gets interfered. There we go. So this probably might be the last stream that I might be doing at my house. Just so you guys are aware, in case you suddenly come on a stream and then it's like, whoa, what happened to the scenery? Because probably the next stuff will be up at college. With the exception of the song cover, because I'm going to try to record that before I go up there. Okay, I don't think I had anything with DeviantArt, so... Hey. There we go. Hello, people! Hello, you lots of people. Alright, and that's good that I have at least one mod here. Good. So, what I'm going to be doing with this stream is I'm going through all of the questions that I have accumulated from my Ask TARDIS spots, whereas, because I got a few on the video I had posted a while back, and then also I have a few on the Discord text chat as well. So I will be going through all of those. So that is the main scoop for this. I gotta find that video first. So I'll do the ones on the YouTube channel first, and then I'll go to the ones on Discord. Because some of these I do actually have questions answered already, and I put them all on my phone back when I was actually gonna record all of this and make a video out of it, but don't really have time to do that. So we gotta do it this way. Hello, you crazy people. 2 wolves. Okay, then. Okay, so... give me a moment. Because I am going to say the people that, like, ask the certain question. And, of course, if it's more than one question, I will just say the questions individually as I do them. So... And if they involve artwork in any sense, then I will switch cameras to be able to show you those. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, so I'm probably just gonna start from the top and make my way down. That's probably what I'm gonna do with this. Okay, so... And actually, I gotta switch cameras, because... I gotta switch cameras already, because these are the OCs. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. It's a nightmare when you gotta switch cameras. Okay, there we go. Over here now. Okay, so... Alrighty, so... First one we got here. So, DJ Diamond 143 asks, what's your favorite OC that you made? Now, the way I answer this is, there are two aspects with that question. One is the character and design of it, and another is... Yeah, it's two aspects. There's character, and then design. So, to answer those specifically... I gotta find it first. Give me a moment, I gotta find the people first. So, what I would say in terms of character is one that's technically not out yet, at least with the fan fiction. This one's technically not out yet, but my persona in the Danganronpa universe is one that is my favorite in terms of character. While the story has not been released yet, there is a bit of a bio on her on DeviantArt, so you can check that out if you really want to. But this is her right here. That's the rough sheet for her. So, in terms of design... One moment, I gotta find it. So design-wise, it's actually my next-gen Diamond Jewel. Because I really do love her updated design, because it kind of they had its like the spots that like you would see like on a dragon pony hybrid. It's enough to distinguish like, hey, this is a hybrid, not just pony, pretty much. But I do like the design that I made for her. I do need to watch my chat though. Yes, I remember you, Yin Yang Wolves. Yes, I do. Yes, I remember you. I remember every one of you. I remember each and every one of you. I'm going to pop out the chat real quick, just to make this a little bit easier on me. So we're going to do this. Okay. So... Alright, so that's that question answered. So, next one we got here is by Evo Pony Christian Place says, sup, I like your vids. Hey, glad you do. Atlas Hamilton, we are on to you now with all your questions. Now, because this is basically a series of 4 questions, I am breaking it down to just each individual question. So... Okay, this is actually... Okay. So I gotta make sure that I can pull up all of these. So, the first one I'll break it down to first is, what is your favorite piece of art? Now, actually, it is, for me, it's a tie between 3 different pieces. So I'm gonna show you all of those real quick. Again, I gotta find them. So, first one here is... a fan art that I made for the Joy Charged Gamers. They are on Twitch as well. Mostly they're streamers on Twitch. But this is the picture here. The full result. So, I do like this one because it was the variety of designs and the poses that helped me to actually like draw humans better. Because... this was one of the first pieces where I actually kind of started going out and actually doing the humans. So, it was good for practice purposes and also to make the picture unique in of itself. And also, because I am on the Discord server and I've actually chatted with pretty much like half of these members, they basically said that this was the first fan art that these guys ever received. And like in terms of the Joy Charged Gamers group. So I thought that was actually pretty cool that I was actually the first one to submit fan art for them. And they still love this piece to bits. Which is very nice. Okay. So... So the next one I've got to show you guys is one that's actually relatively recent, I'd say. But then again, gotta find it. Angel. Okay. So the next one I got that's pretty much my favorite is this piece right here. I'm gonna remove the camera for right now so you can actually see this. So, this piece, mostly, I really just love the facial expressions with this one. Because the concept itself, even though it was a base edit, was really funny. But I still really wanted to do this piece. Mostly out of boredom, but it still turned out real cool. Because you got me on the far left, and then in the two in the back are my best friends in real life, Cassidy and Mary. And of course the one on the right is Will from DA Games. And again, I kind of just like the concept of the picture, like, you just got the one person looking at the guy, and he's like, what? But then you got the two in the back that are just messing with fire. Like, okay, is this something that should be happening? But yeah, all in all, that piece was just funny for me to do. And it was really fun to make. Regardless. Okay, so I do have one more, but I will show you later because that actually does answer another question as well. So, next we are on to my least favorite pieces. Oh boy. No, Angel, you didn't miss too many. Because Atlas Hamilton submitted 4 questions, and these actually take a while to get through, because I have, like, an art piece for each answer, for each question, pretty much. So, okay. Focus. So, now we got my least favorite pieces. Basically put, my least favorites were actually a series of artwork. They were actually a series of requests from people. It was mostly the ones that were required for me to make next gen. Where it's basically not people actually just sending me the ponies their way, but where it was actually they gave me couples and I had to make the designs for them. So, and in the end, really, I never really was happy with those designs because I don't know, it's some of them may look cool, but I just never really was proud of them, really. Hold on, I gotta see if I can find an example here. Here were a couple of them here. So these were a couple of them. I don't remember the ships at all, but I don't remember the ships legitly, but again, I just never really liked doing next gen, especially with certain couples, because I don't have anything wrong against a certain couple or anything. Here's another example, by the way. This one actually does this a lot more because, well, basically put, my logic likes to kick in when it comes to ships, because if the ships are like a guy x guy or girl x girl, my mind is just thinking to myself, how can these two possibly have a child? That makes no sense whatsoever. So, sure, I can make good designs out of them, but it's like, it never made sense to me. It never made sense with all of it. And I get some of the times magic is a factor, but still, it's no excuse. It's not possible. Okay? Just get with it. I get hybrids can happen, but again, there comes to a point where there's just things that are not possible. I know some of you are probably going at me now with the way I was saying that stuff, but it's just the way I am. Again, it's I'm not I'm not saying that you should ship those guys. I'm not saying you should ship anybody, but ship who you want. It's just the way I am. Because, again, I never really liked doing the ships where I had to design them myself, because I never really could figure out designs, really. Because I kind of just looked at the two characters that were getting shipped. I kind of just did a random design from there. There's a couple more examples. This one was actually given to me. These were actually designs that somebody gave me. But yeah, that's my take on that. Yeah, it's like the least favorite pieces are just the ones where it was just basically where just people gave me ships and then basically say, here, make a design for this. I'm just like, you can make it yourself, you know. You don't have to have other people do it. And again, kind of the bombardment of the requests I was getting were just constant ships. I'm just like, no, not doing those anymore. So that's why I have requests now sealed off to friends only, because I just don't like that. What? Oh, Atlas, well, because you're asking, like, least favorite, most favorite, and I know, again, but it's the way that you said it, it kind of makes it look like it's 4 separate questions, basically, because you're saying most favorite, least favorite, easiest, hardest, but I have interpretations. It's the way my mind interpreted it, actually. It's just the way that my mind did it. The spicy petrol. What? But again, it's like, it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. That's why I never really like... Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say this with me when it comes to shipping. It's either I do it because I'm bored, or the ship is canon in the show. Basically. Because, like, well, now you can say that Big Mac and Sugar Belle technically are canon because they're dating to a degree. So that makes sense, because they actually love each other and they're actually dating. Again, it's little things like that where I basically really only ship it if it's canon. And besides, there's one particular ship in a show that I just absolutely adore, even though it is a guy x guy. But I do it because it actually is canon in the show. It's just the way it is. But yeah, I have my next gen just because simply it was created out of boredom and just to see what I could do. Because I just did, sure, I did some popular ships, but the one I did with Rainbow Dash, I don't think anyone really has done. So I just did that one to like, okay, let's see what I can do with this. That was basically my mindset when I made my next gen. Like, what can I do with these two? That looks cool. Alright, moving on. So the next one I believe was easiest. This one is actually relatively simplistic. So the easiest one for me was actually the commission that I did for Kalama Team on DeviantArt. This being the piece right here. Because the design was relatively simplistic for the OC itself. And mostly it was just an overall easy picture to do. But of course the clothes I made on the spot. But again, overall it was just a relatively simple OC to do. This was one that did not take me long at all. So that one I'd probably say is my easiest. the easiest piece that I did. Now the hardest. This is where I was going to take one of my other favorites. Because, like I said, I had 3 different favorites. But I saved one of them because it actually is one of my hardest pieces as well. So, the one I am talking about is... Where is it? This one. This is the piece right here. I shall scoot my camera over. Actually, I'm going to take the camera. I'm going to take the camera off right now. So this is the piece that I'd say is one of my favorites, but also one of my hardest. And I shall explain that in a bit. So with this being, first of all, this is one of my favorites because I did like the concept going into this where you had the cats and then the humans on top. So it's like, oh, alternate personalities. That's why the title is a pun. Because why not? And I guess I also really loved how this piece actually did turn out in the end, but the process to get this thing done was hassle. I mean, the cats were my usual style, so those did not take long at all. But the humans was where I ran into some problems. Because I wanted to do it where it was easy to be able to do it, but then at the same time to make sure that the faces were actually recognizable. Like, to keep the distinct features. So with this, I actually decided to do a method of what's called rotoscoping, where you're basically tracing over a real-life image. It's basically how some, like the dance sequence that you see if you've seen the movie Hercules from Disney. I've seen a lot of it where, because I've seen behind-the-scenes stuff where that was the rotoscoping. That was how it was done with the ladies dancing and singing. That was how that one was done. So I wanted to do this as a similar concept with the rotoscoping because I had actually just learned about it up in a media boot camp, and then that was when I started this piece. But again, the process to actually get it done was a hassle. Because I found the images and put it in, because I had found the images online to just put into the piece. Of course, the picture of myself, I just had somebody take for me, and then I just did it that way. But, yeah. Because at the time of me doing this piece, I was not good at human drawing, so I did the rotoscoping to also help with the accuracy of the picture as well. And just so that I didn't, like, mess up completely. So, the first way that I tried doing the rotoscoping was basically printing out the images and then just trying to trace it on the paper itself with a pencil. That turned out really bad. I'm just saying that now. That turned out terribly. Oh, by the way, these were the original images that I went off of for that picture. But okay, and the second time that I did the rotoscoping was I actually went on MS Paint and then just took the lines and just started tracing on the picture itself, which is basically how that final result is. Was just going through on MS Paint and then just working on like all the details that I needed, like the folds, the face, the hair. So you could still see the main distinct features, but it still had a cartoonish style to it. Which, again, is why I really love this piece. And also because it was the very first fan art that I made for Razbowski and DA Games. And it was fun, actually, seeing their reactions to it, which was really cool. So that kind of covers that piece. This drawing is very well known from you. Yeah, I'd say it definitely is. Because, again, because I had drawn that when I had just started getting into Razbowski and DA games. And that was actually the time that, like, I actually just got a Twitter. So, of course, I was excited when they actually responded back to it. Because Raz had commented, and then Will actually retweeted it, which actually gave it attention. But yeah, I still bloody love that piece to bits. And actually, I never would have found this out, but I was in... This was, like, way long back. But I was in a VC on the DA Games Discord server. And basically, I never would have known this, but Will actually found that piece through Raz. Because of him actually browsing on DeviantArt so much. Which was actually kind of cool. So, yeah, never would have found that out if I actually didn't actually go into that server, join that VC at the time. And it's like, ooh, that's nice. But yeah, I still bloody... The only thing I regret is not recording that for myself, just to listen back on it. Yeah, Ying Yang Wolves, what is up with the donuts? Seriously. One moment, I gotta turn on a light. Here we go. But yeah. Oh no, not the puns. Surprisingly, I don't eat donuts. I really don't. I've tried glazed, but I just never... I liked it the first couple bites, but then it's like... Nope. So, I believe that is all the questions from Atlas now. From Atlas Hamilton now. So, I hope that answered your questions pretty well, Atlas. Alright. Chocolate-filled. Lol. Background change. Okay. But yeah, okay, on to the next one. Rose Power. Which do you like more, Marvel or DC? Marvel all the way, baby. English. But yeah, I never really followed the DC universe at all. The only thing I really did was the Lego DC games. That was all I really did with the DC universe. I never really watched any of the movies. I hardly watched the shows that were involved with DC. Really, the only DC show that I watch is Arrow. And even then, I am way far behind on it. But Marvel, it's like, I follow the movies. I try to watch most of the shows. So, I'm a Marvel girl. Simply put. Alrighty, so then. Oh, by the way, this painting behind me is also one of my favorites as well. Even though it was for school, it is still one of my favorites as well. Okay, anyways, on to the next one. So we got... Wait. Yeah, okay, it's still showing it good. So we got Eevee Girl 1324. What's your favorite My Little Pony base? This one is actually a difficult one to answer because... there are too many bases out there that are actually really good and that everybody uses. So, I mean, I got folders with favorites on ponies on my DeviantArt. At least when it comes to bases. Excuse me, sorry. But, typically, I guess if you want to just say in general what I go for, I typically go for cute, action-orientated, or just overall very good look, or just a very nice looking base. That's what I usually go. Yeah. Funny, cute, or involving action. That is typically what I go for. And why is everyone suddenly talking about Hamilton? Oh, good gravy, you guys. Okay. At least you guys are keeping yourselves entertained. Okay, so I believe that was all of them on this video. So now, we gotta go to Discord. So now, boop, boop. So I will just be going down the line again, so. Alright, so we got Hero Brian asking, like, never gonna give you up. Well, I do like my fair share of memes. I don't mind the memes as long as they don't get nuts. Most of the time, it's like, just don't spam them. In fact, actually, if I was actually going to record the video, I would have done it where, in the middle of saying that question, all of a sudden, it just plays. That's actually probably what I would have done with that piece. At least with that one, but yeah. I don't mind memes. Don't mind them. I don't know if he was trolling with that or anything. What is up with all of you in Hamilton? Good gravy. Okay. Oh, by the way, for those of you on the Discord server, I'm probably just going to delete this channel when I'm done here, because I don't know the next time I'm actually going to do Ask TARDIS again, because, again, I've had no motivation to do this at all, really. I mean, unless you guys actually want to see more streams like this, where compile a bunch of questions and then just answer them all on a stream. I mean, if you guys want that, that's fine, but, again, I just haven't had motivation to do this. Anyways, moving on. So, I am here, or I believe this is Evermade Games, as, what is your favorite song? Again, for me, hard to narrow that down, but basically, pretty much any song from DA Games or Skillet. Those are my top 2 favorite bands, so basically pick a song from that, I'll probably like it. Okay. Kalama Gaming asks, what are you afraid of the most? The little devils known as mosquitoes. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of little tiny bugs that pinch you. But I do have a legit reason, though. Because I am actually allergic to their saliva, so whenever they bite me, my bites really swell. It's kind of the way I describe this. Basically take, like, 2 or 3 quarters and kind of just try to mash them up together as much as possible without them, like, intersecting each other. That's about how big one of my bites can get if they get swollen. It's bad. It's actually kind of one of the main reasons, like, I never go outside in the summer, is just because there's mosquitoes everywhere where I live, because I'm on the country, I'm in the middle of nowhere. So, there's that. But yeah, what I'm afraid of, mosquitoes. Boyfriend scared of spiders, that's so cute. And we all have our irrational fears, but at least mine actually kind of somewhat makes sense. Okay. Oh, we got Evermade again. How did you start your channel? This is actually interesting. I don't care. Joy Charge cameras right now. So long before I started channels, or that I even known that YouTube or speed paints actually existed, I was doing recolors of screenshots from the TV series called Sonic X, which is all Sonic the Hedgehog and such. That was what I did when I first started, like, doing the digital art and all that jazz. But then, I slowly started getting into the ponies. So it's like I basically took all those Sonic characters and made them as ponies. And then, when I was browsing through YouTube, that's when I came upon the speed paints. And most notably, it was these painters. It was Galaxy Swirls, as she's known right now, back when she was, like, something else, but Galaxy Swirls, Loyal Skies, Super Rosie 16, and many others. So, I was watching these, and I was just thinking, yeah, I can do that. No problem. So I asked my parents if I could make a YouTube channel, and here we are. That's how the channel was born, folks. That is how this channel was born. But yeah, it was more focused on speed paints when I first started it, but again, now it's kind of more a variety channel, or do what I want kind of channel. Okay, so that is all the ones I think I had on here. So now I think I kind of have to go from my gut on these. So, alright, how's my chat doing over here? Yeah, because I actually watched the tracing videos on YouTube as well. Because that was actually what I did, pretty much. But yeah, I still have all of my pictures saved with the recolors. Because what I actually did, I didn't just recolor them. I actually took all the pictures into PowerPoint and I made stories off of them. So, maybe one day we'll have to have, like, a cringy stream and just go through all of those just for giggles. I don't know, but, again, they are cringy, but, again, it was just something that I kind of, like, redid over time, but then I kind of just stopped because school was... But yeah, once I started getting into the ponies, I started doing that more. So, yeah. Suddenly everyone is talking about, like, hey, I'm a hybrid. Well, I am a cat that can sprout wings sometimes, so there's that. Alright. So, we got Sanu Pacifist. 2 questions. Have you heard of Drum Corps International? I actually did have to look that up, because I actually never heard of it. It's like a bunch of different drums and bugles, and I never really get into that stuff because I'm not musically gifted in terms of instruments. I did piano for a few years in grade school, but I stopped at like 7th or 8th grade because A, I had no motivation, B, I never practiced. So you can see how that went. But at least it did help in retrospect with reading musical notes, like in a hymnal or something like that. And then Sanu's second question, are you proud of me nearly reaching 25,000 subs? Yes, I am, dude. Good for you. I'm not sure when I'll get that far, but you do. You go, sir. Check. Suddenly everyone can't English. You're all funny. Anyways, so Ink Knight Core asks, what inspired your name? Basically Doctor Who. Like I have said many times before, my name is basically one big Doctor Who reference. And for those that don't know that, the TARDIS part is the obvious one because it's the phone booth itself that's associated with the show. And then the mistress part is kind of a little bit subtle, but you can figure it out if you know the show. Because mistress is the longer version of Missy, who was the female version of the Master, one of the Doctor's main enemies. So, the TARDIS Mistress. So there you go. That's my name. And so it actually is kind of cool that it's like, my nickname pretty much online is basically TARDIS. Which is actually cool, because it kind of brings up interesting comments for me. Because there were a few times in some servers where it's like, my name gets mentioned, and then all of a sudden it just goes into a Doctor Who talk. I'm like, okay. This works! So it was always entertaining. And it was actually funny at one point. Give me a moment. Because this was actually hilarious when this happened. Because TARDIS in itself is an acronym with the phone booth in the show. So, there was one point when somebody on a server called me, "Hey, it's the time and relevant dimensions in space mistress." And then after that, it broke into a Doctor Who talk. But yeah, just having that nickname has done quite a few things. And then, of course, I freak out when my favorite YouTubers actually call me that. Because I remember somebody on VC did it once. I'm like, yee! Calm on the outside, but freaking out on the inside. One of those things. Right. That is actually one of the ships, actually, is I ship Twilight with Time Turner, or Dr. Hoobs, whoever you want to call it. Okay. So I believe we have the last question here. This is Angel. Can we maybe do a live stream together one day? Yeah. We definitely can. I don't know when we'll be able to with me being up in college and all that jazz, but yeah. We can see what happens. Because I'm sure, like, we can, like, chat together on Hangouts or something, or play a game together. Twidash and Pinky Dash. Yeah, shipping friends with friends, it just does not... To me, that just doesn't work. And plus, if you're shipping them all at once, it's like... Well, yeah, you have 2 weeks. I have till Friday. Because that's why I say this may be the last live stream at my house. Because I leave on Friday to go move in the next day. And then my classes start on that Tuesday. But pretty much that whole first week, we basically have activities planned for us to do to, like, get together and meet people. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I gotta see what happens, Angel. I really gotta see what happens in terms of schedules and such. 'Cause I never know when I'm available because my parents can grab me at almost any time. So, gotta see what happens with that. But yeah, I'd love to do one with you. That'd be brilliant. But yeah, I believe that is the last of the questions. So yeah, probably when I get off of the stream, I'm probably going to just delete this channel at least. Because, again, I don't know when I'm going to do this again. Or I may just, like, shove it down someplace else where nobody can really see it. Or I'll just close off the channel, I guess. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to go with that. Alright, I'm going to log off of this because I'm just going to go on my phone then. But yeah, I think that'll do it. And again, I know this was a very relatively short stream compared to the other streams that I've done. Yeah, I'll just make the channel private because it's like, I don't need people going in there right now because I don't know when I'm going to do it again. Oh, a cat bit you. Oh, I'm sorry. So, I think we're going to leave this stream here, folks. Because I've gone through all the questions. And again, I don't know when I'm going to do another Ask TARDIS. If I do, it's probably going to be out of nowhere, or if I'm just, like, really, really bored. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And also, again, this may be the last stream on this particular computer for a while. So, if you've seen, like, speed paints in the screen orientation is different, or you come on a live stream and, the screen orientation is different, and also that the background behind me is different. That is basically, hey, I'm up in college and I'm using my laptop. Because I have an Alienware laptop, and I'm probably going to be using that from now on, with streams and such. So yeah, that should be all for me. But yeah, I'm going to get going, guys, because I got things I need to work on, and Angel, I will start that collab as soon as I can. But yeah, thanks for being around, guys. In any case, with that, I'm Melissa Marak, aka the TARDIS Mistress, and I was answering your questions. Yeah. With that, stay awesome, buddies. Bye, everybody. Thanks to all that came by, and thanks to all that submitted questions for me to do after like 2 months. Hey, better late than never. But yeah, I shall see you all later. Bye, guys. Adios. Whatever you say in German. Cheers, mates.